on and paint with me. Follow along with the video and pause when you need to in order to catch up. Have fun! Okay, another acrylic experiment that I want you to do, or practice more than experiment, making tints and shades with the acrylic. And I want you to just pick 2 colors and make sure you put your name on your paper and your period. Okay, so I'm gonna, for my darker color, I'm gonna use blue, and I'm going to get, I'm using dumping out of the bottle, but you won't have to do that. You can just scoop a little bit. That's really all you need. Okay, that's kind of a lot. You'll put about half of that back. Oops, I can pick it up. It's 2 scoops, I guess. Okay. You really don't need much acrylic paint, but because it does go a long way, and you can go back and get more. But you know, I had a couple of students that one time when we taught, I said mix just a tiny, little amount of paint at a time, and they were putting like an excruciatingly small piece or amount of paint out. Like they were mixing like that much paint at a time. That's not enough. This is too much. Okay, and I could use that for one of my colors here. So I want you to we're going to do like a big color sample. I'm going to turn my paper over. Even though my name is upside down, I don't care. I'm going to do a darker color and a lighter color. We're going to make 4 tints and 4 shades. I'm going to start with my color block, my sample of my color. Again, this is phthalo blue. And this is on the transparent side for acrylic paint. Remember, we want acrylic paint to cover the paper. It should not be watery and look like watercolor. That's why we have different kinds of paint, because they're supposed to look different from one another. Okay, that's pretty good. Rinse my brush. I'm gonna dry it off because we don't want to. You may need some water to make the acrylic paint go a little bit better, but you don't need a lot. And these are pretty liquidy, not super liquidy. I'm gonna take some white and put it in there, and I'm just mushing it around to mix it up. And it's all mixed when it all looks the same color. See, I got it mixed up too much. If you are mushing it and you see a stripe of white or a stripe of your main color in there, then it's not mixed up all the way. I'm going to get just a drop on my brush. All right, I'm going to rinse my brush. This will help me later on as I'm working to have a clean brush each time. Okay, I'm going to wipe this off, because if I stick that in my white, I'm going to mess it up. Because you're probably going to have enough white to do both of your colors. And if not, you can get a little more. So I'm going to mix this in. See, I can see clear places where the blue is darker and there's some lighter, some white streaks in there. It's not mixed up yet. So now we're getting to be mixed up. And I'm trying to keep this all in one pile because there should be plenty to just kind of a little drop of water. That helps keep your paint wet because it is relatively fast drying. And okay, and my next blue is clearly lighter than my previous blue. Rinse my brush. Scoop up more white. I'm going to mix it in. When I look at this to give points, I'm going to be looking for 3 colors that are lighter than the pure color, than my hue. This is called a hue. Actually, we should do some vocabulary here. My hue is the pure color. And these are tints. T-I-N-T-S, not tents, like you go camping in. And this side will be shades. Okay. All right, so I can keep my white for later, and I'm going to get black. You need even less black than you do white. And you'll have a dish to scoop out of with your paint. That is definitely all the black I need. Okay, so I'm gonna do a similar thing, and I'm going to scoop some blue, move it over here, scooch this away to keep that clean, and maybe I can stick it back in my blue container. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of blue. This time we're going from the pure color, the hue, to darker instead of lighter. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of black. Black is one of our more powerful colors. And I'm just going to mush it around. It's going to be harder to see the streaks of black and blue because the colors are dark. So, okay. I'll hope that that's, get a little bit of water to help keep that moist. Remember, that's looking too transparent, so you got to be careful how much water you put with it. But definitely, if it doesn't spread well, you need a drop of water. And my students using acrylic, and even with watercolor, they forget that. They want to struggle to paint that bit that they have on their brush. Don't struggle. Painting shouldn't be super hard work to do it. Sometimes it's hard work to think about it. But, okay, rinse my brush, and I'm going to get a little more black, kind of a lot. Oops. Black is kind of encroaching. I should have put it further away. Try to keep it over here. And with the darker colors, it's really, really easy to get super dark super fast, and it looks like that's what's happened. And sometimes you can take your color off of the palette knife. Oops, my brush is very wet. Because I had my color too close to my black, and it got a lot of black in there. I think when it's drier, it will be not quite as noticeable, maybe. Okay, a little more black. That's got a lot of blue in it. I did not go back and add blue in because it's hard to tell exactly how much. With watercolor, it's a little bit easier because you can kind of measure drops, especially when you're making a tint. But it's harder with acrylic because we can't measure exactly without making a big, huge mess. Just to show you, you don't need to do this part, but just to show you, I'm going to paint some black next to there. And there's a lot of black in there, but I can tell the difference between my black, my pure black, and this dark blue. So, yeah, that's still blue, and there's black, okay? All right, so now I'm going